Yeah, good,
Okay,
good.
everyone, you're welcome back again to the RBN YouTube channel. All things Arsenal is today's show. I'm glad to have some guys I grew up with from way, 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 way back young. We got Robert, an Arsenal fan, fellow Arsenal gunner with me. And we got the man I
Yeah.
like to call the head coach, VMAC, Vance McIntosh. He's a Liverpool fan, but he's got something good to say. So he's here today as well. So,
Sounds
Rob,
nice.
before I let you go first and just begin to dump on us and let us know what's going on today. One thing
Well,
I want to say is that, like we were saying offline, this Arsenal team is definitely not the finished article. We know that they've been doing a lot of this stuff for a long time now, but
yeah,
this was a game they threw away. So, Rob, talk us through this.
you see, you summed it up there. It's a game which has been thrown away. Like during the game in the group chat, I was putting up messaging and saying, you know, this is like it feels like a loss. Let me just start with that. It feels like a loss. It's we threw away 2 points, even though we'll come out with 1 point. It feels like a loss because that game should have been wrapped up in the first half.
Yeah,
It should have the points should have been in the bag, and then perhaps in the second half you'll bring other people to give them minutes. Callum Chambers got minutes today. He played well, but nah, it's same old Arsenal, same old Arsenal, same old Arsenal. Disappointment after disappointment. I mean, the build up, the build up, the previous games to this, you'd have thought we stood a good chance. We're playing a team that just chipped in 4 goals against
yeah.
Tottenham last week. Four
Tottenham
goals.
as
And
well.
yeah, exactly. Our North London rivals. And for Arsenal to have come back, the 2 previous games, like I said, Benfica and Leicester, we fell behind in those games. Showed a bit of character,
Mm,
came back. You'd have thought, okay, you started the game today. 5 minutes, Aubameyang gets his goal. You kick on from there. We kicked on. We had opportunities. We never took them. And that's
yeah.
Arsenal for you. 1-0, 1-0 is never good enough with any
Nope.
team.
Nope.
And Arsenal even more because Arsenal can't
Even more.
defend for us. They can't defend.
Especially with them defenders on the pitch. I'm going to come back to you, Rob. I don't want to repeat any of what you said because I totally agree with it. But one of the reasons I got
Yeah,
you
yeah.
on today, Grant, is that you guys went through your period whereby you rebuilt to get to where you were. And obviously, things are shaky at the moment. We know it's not only coronavirus, there's been injuries and other things going on in the cycle of your team. But here's what I wanted to start with and then let you assess the game and then talk about what I say now. Arteta was saying something this week, Rob, that as much as the team's made progress, this team is far from where he wants it. And I was glad to hear him say that. I thought, okay, let me actually go and read what he says. And he goes, though they've made progress, this isn't what he wants to see in terms of he wants more movements in attack. He wants better defending. He wants better control of the game. He wants better concentration. All the things you mentioned in a nutshell, all the bad habits they've been doing for years. And here's what I like that he said, Robert. He goes, "This is not my team." So to me,
Mm.
right, we know what that's gonna take, isn't it? This could be like a him putting the feelers in the press so he could get so he could get sales done. I remember when Klopp was mentioning certain things about money they needed to spend. Next thing you know, next window, you look go and get VVD, get a whole bunch of players, you're spending money. So I'm hoping this is gonna work for Arteta because Xhaka, as much as he's okay against lesser teams and okay when he has time on the ball, we know at the top level,
Shaka.
you're not going to get time on the ball. You are not going to get time on the ball, so you need to be able to perform. We know that the right back area is a problem area. Chambers came in, did okay today, but he's not the answer. He ain't the answer. Luis does okay for certain games. He's not the answer. We know that. Murray didn't make any mistakes or whatever, but at the end of the day, we know he's the replacement for Gabriel, who was getting rest on the bench. Leno as well. At the start of the season, when we lost Martinez, as much as I understand Leno was better than Martinez before he got injured, and probably is still overall the better keeper. I think letting Martinez go and not making Martinez bench Leno for a while, I won't say it's made him comfortable, but we can see how there are a lot more turnovers when Leno's in our team compared to Martinez. He distributes the ball better. He's got better feet. And I just found out today that Martinez is 28, Leno's 29. So that's where I want to go from. I can see what Arteta's saying, that this is not his team. He clearly knows, he says we need to add to this. So he's not talking about making the youngsters better. He's talking about adding to this. We'll come back to Odegaard later, but Vance, what do you say on that from what I said and obviously the game as well?
From watching the game today, as Rob said, the first half I was watching the game. Obviously, Arsenal got the early goal, and they was all over Burnley. I thought, to be honest, it was going to be another 3-4-0, and then just sloppy goal. And everyone that knows plays football, when your team concedes a goal like that, it just kills the morale of the team. You know, it's like you've worked so hard in the game to be in a certain position, and then a silly mistake, you're just giving away the goal, and now you're back level. And sometimes it takes a while for the team to pick back up their game after conceding a goal like that. And obviously, second half, I think it could have gone either way. Arsenal obviously had the better chances. I think Pepe should have scored the one where they got back. And obviously, that was definitely a penalty. I don't know what the referee was doing that. But overall, as an Arsenal fan and Arsenal players, they will be disappointed in the game today. But I do feel like, like with fans, you either have the fans that are harsh or the fans that are too soft and make up excuses for their team.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment, for today's game, Arsenal, obviously, they should have won. But for me, the good thing about them is they're creating chances. Like my team at the moment, Liverpool, I watch our games and we're hardly testing the keeper or even creating chances. So obviously you want your team to finish their chances and obviously defend better. But I think I like the way Arsenal are playing because they're quite fluent and they're creating chances in games. And like they got players off the bench like Pepe that can come off Martinelli. So it's like even if the first 11's not doing their job, you got man off the bench that can come on and make a difference. So for me, I know obviously Arsenal fans are going to be frustrated, but I think they got a lot of good there. They just need a little bit of fine tuning, and they'll be competing again for top 4, I think, anyway.
Yeah, before I come back to you, Rob, that thing I said about the whole, how Arteta has mentioned this ain't his team he needs to buy, and looking at what Klopp did with Liverpool when he obviously improved players in your squad, but then started adding the VVDs, Jota this season and other people and stuff like that. Like, that's what I wanted you to talk about, because that's clearly what we need. Like, our squad's okay, let's not front, but we need to add muscle. What do you reckon, Vance?
Oh, what I reckon you need to add to the squad.
Yeah.
As you said, there's a lot of good players in the squad. I think Bellerin, on his day, he's a good player, but it's just consistency with him, yeah? He makes a couple of errors.
Rob's about to go in on Bellerin.
Cedric, I think, is a good player as well. So
yeah.
I think right back, you're not too bad. Left back, Tini's a very good player. You probably need a backup for him because he seemed like he's a bit injury prone. Centre back, I think you need a centre back because Gabriel, I don't know, was he injured today? Gabriel?
No, he's just been resting him since he came back from the injury, just feeding him back.
Okay, easing him in. I think he's a good centre back. I just think he needs a good partner with him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where I think he could improve. I just think I'm not even too sure because the midfield is good, but I think Partey is good signing for centre midfielder. You got quite. I just think you just maybe need just a little bit more quality than what you've got. But for me, the squad's not that bad. You just maybe need, as you said, one like Liverpool's squad for me before we bought Van Dijk. It was probably on par with our Arsenal squad is now.
Yeah.
And then Van Dijk was just that final piece that we needed to make the back line strong. And then the midfield and defence did their job. Because if you look at Liverpool's midfield, it's probably not the best individually as other teams, but it works for the team. So I think Arsenal just need, I don't know, maybe it could be just a top centre-back that you lot need to make your team just be able to compete again. Because as I said, I think your front three are quite good. You got Aubameyang, Saka, you got Pepe. I know Willian ain't had the greatest season, but to me, he's still a good player. And you got Martinelli coming through as well. So I think your squad's good. Just as you said, maybe just one top defender, and you lot could be back in business.
Fair enough. All right, Rob, I'm going to let you come through because I think Vance has been nice to us about the midfield. So for me, if Arteta's going to stick with 4-2-3-1, Xhaka is a bench guy for me. Like, you want to bring him on at last 20 minutes, right, Rob, when the game's either won or you just want to tighten it up and you're sure he's not going to have one of these brain fart moments. Up top, where the three are, I think Martinelli by next season, like you're saying, will come back strong again. There's enough on the bench there to push over to keep him doing what he needs to do when he gets his chances. Saka's already doing the business, and there's other people that, you know, if he's not doing the business, that can come on. But I do think he needs to get another midfielder. Rob, the only place I disagree with you is if he plays 4-3-3, so Partey's sitting at the base, I think an Emil Smith-Rowe and an Odegaard, or a new midfielder and an Emil Smith-Rowe can work. Because remember, the Arsenal way, right, Rob, is about those technical players who can go and do the business, and any of them can provide for the guys up top. Because what happens on a day if Emil Smith-Rowe gets marked out the game? You need someone else who can pick the lock. What happens like today when Odegaard was picking the lock in the first half, could no longer pick the lock, there was no one else to. Smith-Rowe wasn't on the pitch. Saka's out wide. You can't expect him to come in the middle and be dominating and be, you know, creating and doing whatever again. So I think they need those two there. And if he's not going to play with two in front of Partey, he needs to get someone else that's going to sit next to Partey and be better than Xhaka. For me, that's what I see. What are you saying, Rob?
Xhaka, we should have got rid of Xhaka when he threw his toys at the pram. Being a captain, getting hooked off, he got allowed back into the team, and he's proven he is what Xhaka is. Xhaka is just riddled with mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. This is a guy we purchased, what, 30 million? 30 million going back 4 years, was it? 2007, 2016?
Yeah,
around that mark.
Yeah.
He hasn't lived up to anything. Xhaka is not a starter. Now we got Maitland-Niles out on loan. Yeah. We got Willock. I dare say none of them are good enough to start.
Yeah. I agree with you. Not right now. Not right now. Not three of them for me as well.
Nah. Nor Reece Nelson as well. So I really don't know what
they got to go into the market for me.
Eh?
They got to go into the market for me in that area.
Have we got money to spend in the market?
Well, the funny thing is,
is there money in the pot to spend?
Wait. Let me land. So apparently, financial fair play rules are being relaxed this summer because of the whole Corona stuff. And let's be honest, we know last summer was the first summer in years the big boys didn't spend Barca and Real because the banks weren't going to fund them because it's like no money. Whereas you're hearing the rumors about them spending this year because before we get the news, all these clubs hear it from UEFA and whoever. And we do know they're going to relax it this year, which is why the whole scramble for Mbappe, Haaland, and all of that's going. Because this is the year, if they want to borrow, thinking that things are going to be okay, they'll go again. So here's what I'm saying. Arsenal loaned £150 million from the government in January. That's how we paid off all them contracts. We know we haven't spent all of that money. So there's going to be something left. And if the FFP is being relaxed this summer, then surely from the little that they've got left from that, Arsenal must have a minimum, Vance and Rob, 90 million to spend. Telling me you can't spend on a right back and a midfielder with that money?
To be honest, I can't see you not spending 90 million. I can't see you.
There's no money to spend.
But
there is.
But as you lot said, actually, now thinking about, I think you need a centre midfielders. You need a couple centre midfielders, to be fair. I think other than that, centre midfielder and centre back, the spine of the team is improving. So I think definitely, you said, Partey is the only probably world-class midfielder that you've got, centre midfielder you've got.
We need another one.
I expected more versus the bias, to be honest. I thought it was going to be better.
Me too. To be honest, I thought it was better.
Because even in the last season, well,
2 years
In
we've
the
learned
past-
to buy us out. Bro.
Yeah, but in the last season, they started to play well.
And then now we've gone back to Odegaard and loaned him. That tells you that there's no money. All this FFP you're telling me about, yeah. What is happening? Where there will be a little bit of money to spend, is that the government are deferring tax payments that the clubs would have had to pay. So if you got your wage bill of 140 million, say for instance, and you're not paying 40% of that in tax, that is a saving. That is a saving. There's no FFP. There's no money. There's no gate receipts coming in. There's nothing. Football. All this talk of Mbappe going to potentially Madrid, it's not happening. I personally can't see it happening. Not in this climate where there are no fans. There's nothing coming into the clubs. What is coming into the clubs other than TV deal?
That's why I think even when it comes to Martinez, I don't think Arsenal wanted to sell him, but they had to sell him to generate money to buy our players, and they're thinking you don't probably need 2 top keepers. So, and plus I think Martinez wanted to be a starter, right? So probably thought let's get 20 million for him and use that money to buy Partey or
that's what they did.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you notice that with Liverpool, we sold players to be able to bring players in. I don't think much going to spend money now without selling. So as Rob says, I think you're gonna have to go back to the Wenger days and see if you can find a gem in France or something for 5 mil or something like that, because these big transfers are happening at the minute.
Yeah, man.
I was reading some article online and saying apparently Arteta's told Guendouzi he's paid there's no way basically he's going to be sold.
Yeah.
Now that is a player I thought we needed because he had a bit of a drive, he could run with the ball, and had a bit of urgency to his play, which Arsenal is lacking at the minute. Partey tries to get out and come forward with a ball and that, but he loses the ball too often. He's not up to the speed yet. He thinks he's still in La Liga where he's got time. This is the Premier League. You don't get that here.
To be fair to Partey, he's only done that since he came back from injury. We can see he's not been right since he came back from that injury, because before his injury, he wasn't losing any balls. If you remember them games, the guy was looking solid. Like that United game, whereby he totally bossed it. There was another game as well. But I just think it's a case of, like you said, he's come back from an injury like that and he's not been up to pace. So hopefully by summertime, by next year, he can be up to pace if that injury's gone away. But hey, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, so for me, go on.
Today's game was a lack of clinical finishing, and this is Arsenal all over. They make opportunities, and they think that there's abundance of opportunities in the game. Meanwhile, the clock is running down. You've missed 3 or 4, and you're thinking that you're going to make another 5 or 6. Out of those chances, we don't take our chances.
Yeah,
is it a lack? Is it lack of confidence? Is it trying to be too casual and thinking that you could just be cool on the ball and try to score the perfect goal?
I think it's a mentality thing, because even look at that Xhaka thing, bro. Right, for me, right? And
you don't go passing across your back line.
And Vance, you said it on the group, because for me, right, whether you're left-footed or right-footed, you're a professional footballer. You're not us who can get away with, if we do this on Sunday League, and we don't even get away with it if you do that on Sunday League, right? You might have played Sunday League and semi-pro football. You don't even get away with that there. Why do you think there's a whole pro baller? You can't use your right foot to open up your leg and go wide to Luis, who's on the other side, or just hold it. Or even Leno himself, look around before the ball comes to you, but he's not comfortable with his feet. So just giving it to someone else, say, "Oh no, I don't want it." So you're right there, Robert. They're not thinking, is what I'm saying. They're not thinking.
That keeper should have Leno should have put his boot through the ball, cleared it. He stitched him up, to be honest. He stitched him up. But then again, Xhaka it could have, you know what I mean? You don't go playing those balls. You don't go playing those balls, man. That's just you're taught that from young. You're taught that from very young. You don't go playing across the back line.
You are.
It's amateur.
You know what?
It's
When I saw
amateur.
the goal,
Huh?
yeah, when I
Sorry?
saw the goal, you know, like when I saw the goal, I was hoping for like a linesman's flag or something because I felt bad for him. I was thinking, please don't do that. That can't be a goal, really.
Nah, the linesman ain't gonna help him there. Because even if he was offside, Xhaka played the ball.
Yeah, I know. But I was thinking, come on, something, man. Was it handball? Please tell me it was handball or something. But
Talking of the handball, Vance, before you go, I read a stat that Arsenal have lost 10 points from certain decisions like handballs or certain like penalties that were given against them this season. That's a mad stat. 10 points. That's ridiculous.
You know what? I was having this discussion with a couple of people the other day, and I don't know. VAR, obviously, I agree. Referees need help and stuff like that. Officials need help, but for me, it hasn't taken away like from the discussions of bad decisions. It seems like it's the same thing. So I don't see what's the point.
Multiplied it.
Yep, it is.
VAR has complicated the landscape of football.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, VAR hasn't
taken all enjoyment out of it.
VAR hasn't done for football what Hawkeye and tennis and what's the cricket and the rugby one. You know, when they had their extra technology come in, they've improved their game.
Yeah.
Ours has not.
Improved their game tenfolds, yeah.
Ours
but now we're talking.
It's not in the UK anyway, because I don't know how it is in the other leagues, but it seems like the Prem is the one that is shot to bits.
But you see, like, obviously, I don't want to go into other sports and whatever, but as you said, with the VAR using other sports, I think with their decisions, it's kind of clear cut. Like, for example, if you're talking about cricket, they can see if the ball comes off the bat, or you know what I mean. With football, it's still opinion, so it doesn't make any difference if it's VAR that's doing it or the referee on the pitch. You might as well just leave it to the referee. If it's still going to be opinion,
they may go back to that. They may go back to that. I think what they may now do is they may still have that monitor at the start and say, "Ref, you be the one to now start doing it," because
it's not that way. It's not that way.
That VAR is that person. The visual assistant referees is an actual person that's making that mistake. It ain't no computer out there.
The VAR was supposed to be there to complement the referee.
Yeah.
Now VAR has overruled the referee. Referees feel they can't make the decision no more. They doubt themselves.
Yeah.
When they're told to go and look look at the monitor, they automatically think, "Gosh, I've made a mistake," as opposed to, you know what I mean, being confident in themselves first. So VAR now has it's taken over the refereeing.
But Rob,
we might not have a referee. We might as well not have a referee.
Here's the thing, though, with that shot, that Pepe or the cross that he tried to do, and the guy's arm is stretched out and it hits his hand.
Twice.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a bad decision. I think they said the referee said that it was too close, but whether it's close or not, your arm out like that is not a natural position.
It's not.
It's not a natural position. If the ball was next to his body and it hit his arm, fair enough. But his hand was stretched out.
His arm was 90 degrees to his body.
But
how is that a natural position?
Yeah, man.
How is that a natural position?
And this is the problem as well.
Huh?
Say for example, it's not a natural position. It's definitely not. And this is the problem. Like, for example, you say you're watching football on Sunday, where they have like the 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock kickoffs, You'll see a decision in the 12 o'clock game, and in the 4 o'clock game, you see the same decision and it's different results. So it's
outcome.
Consistency.
Yeah, it's all over.
Consistency is not there. It's not there.
Okay, then, lads.
And it's
with VAR, you've got to factor in what side of the bed the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? What team is officiating?
Yeah.
There is no consistency. There's no yeah, it's just all over the place. Like the quicker we get VAR out of the game, out of the English game, because these referees, they're incompetent.
Fair enough. So Rob, your team
Incompetent.
VAR out. Vance, what are you saying?
No,
VAR
our
in
team
or out?
VAR out.
Vance, what about you? VAR in or out?
Get it out. Yeah.
You know
Get it
what?
out. Vance.
I just think it just needs reviewing a bit more.
I'm with you, Vance. I'm with you. Yeah, reviewing is needed for me as well. So, Rob, we're looking ahead to Thursday's game. Olympiacos, they knocked Arsenal out last year. Now, I don't trust Arsenal to behave themselves. We saw how Benfica almost did them. We know Olympiacos is going to come and do the same tactics, more or less. Low block, hit them on the break. You would like to think Arsenal finish off their dinner quick time, but I don't know if they will. But so, what's your predictions?
My predictions is depends the first 20 minutes what kind of Arsenal turn up.
Yeah. The start of the game is
if the start of the game is very crucial to any Arsenal game. If they come up with the slow pace attitude, you know what I mean? It goes.
Yeah,
Olympiacos, I know for certain facts they're going to be up for the game. It's whether we can match them. If we can match them, we've got quality, we can beat them. But we don't know till 20 minutes happen. Everyone has got to be on point.
Yeah,
everyone has got to be on point, tracking back. Olympiacos are going to be playing with the wingers in that. Yeah, if we got Pepe on the wing there, he's got to do his defensive duties.
Pepe will be on the bench. He'll be on the bench. I'll tell you that now. It's too important a game to start him at the moment. He'll be on the bench. Vance, what are you saying? What do you reckon the Arsenal's going to do to Olympiacos on Thursday?
You know what? To be honest, I don't know much about Olympiacos this season, but I think what happened to Arsenal against them last season will help Arsenal this season because there can be no complacency this time. That they're going to know if they don't turn up, they could get knocked out. So, especially what happened with Burnley as well, they knew that they didn't take their chances. They got punished. So, I think with the Burnley game and what happened to them last season, I think Arsenal will make sure they're on their game and get the job done, to be honest. I can't see Arsenal not going through this against Olympiacos.
Cool stuff.
Can I
go for it. Go for it.
I'll put one thing that Van said, yeah. That's complacency.
Yeah.
Complacency is what, you know, what has dragged Arsenal down all these years. We're complacent in games. If we could negate that, get it out of our game, we stand a chance. But yeah, the history is there. We should be able to, you know what I mean, look back to last year and see how they done us over and learn from that.
That's calm. That's calm. I agree with you, boys. I will go for a score prediction. I'll say 2-0 or win by 2 goals. I don't know if it's going to be a clean sheet because it just is what it is. That consistency. First 20 minutes is key. So, Vance, we're looking to have you back Sunday week when Arsenal play Liverpool. Hopefully, we'll be smiling and not you.
Well, I can't say whether I'm going to be there or not, man. I'll let you know.
We'll let you know after the score, innit?
No, I'm
All right, nice one. Thanks for being on again.
Oh, gosh.
Really appreciate it. So you lot have been watching the RBN YouTube channel. We've had Rob, we've had Vance with us today. All things Arsenal. Join us again. Like, share it, subscribe. Bless you guys. See you soon.
Take care.
All right.